Visit NFL.com/crucial catch to find your local cancer screening resources and learn how to reduce your cancer risk. As we also, our ops manager, Aaron Spack, was feeling a bit off, went to early screening. Turned out that she had cancer, some operations to remove that. She is now cancer free, an important part of our crew that we're glad to have her back. So early screening, very important. And James Conner certainly can relate to that.
No question about it. Had cancer in 2015 when he's a member of the University of Pittsburgh Panthers. There he is right there.
You know, they got him going, Mark. He averaging 4.5, but a carry today, 13 rushing attempts, but they just couldn't convert. Kyler Murray, who's run 5 times in each of the first 3 games, he's only run once today. And you talked about in the open of the broadcast, he's just going to have to do more for this team on offense to keep pace with what Washington's doing. Connor to the bottom of your screen as a receiver.
Man-to-man coverage down here.
And the blitz is on. And the pass is complete. Marvin Harrison Jr., his first catch since the opening quarter. Fast starts, but poor finishes.
Yeah, and you know, for this Arizona offense and Kyler Murray, you've got to lead this offense, and you've got to go out there and make some plays. You still have to sprinkle in James Conner in the running game. It's harder to do when you're behind like this, but you've got to keep that as part of it so you can set up your play action. But it's time for Kyler Murray to go out here and perform, make some big-time plays.
Conner does. James Conner across midfield. And a first down for Arizona.
He's such a good player, and he attacks the line of scrimmage. And then watch him as he attacks this line of scrimmage. Just pick his spots, find his hole, right? And he comes in, skates to the right a little bit, skates back to the left a little bit. Feet stay in contact with the ground the whole time. Big time run to put them over the 50.
A 20-yard run for Conner, who shakes an arm tackle. And what determination inside the 45-yard line, Jen.
Guys, you guys talking about James Conner, such an incredible story. You know, Kyler Murray said he's one of my best friends, and he plays every day like he has a second chance, and that inspires the rest of us. I got to talk with James, and indeed, it's part of his whole mantra. You know, he's going to go back to the Cardinals practice facility after this game, get treatment on Sunday night, which is virtually unheard of. He relishes every moment. Such an important piece to this Cardinals squad.
Jen on second down 5. More on that in a moment. Murray is going to be sacked. Well, the Washington defense playing a terrific game. Armstrong again. And Dan Quinn, it was Dan Quinn who actually took it upon himself right back at when Conner was at Pittsburgh to send a note.
Right. His wife, Stacy, who had watched a show on Conner and his recovery and talked to Dan about that, and Dan saw it and was inspired by it, and so he wrote a handwritten note. And Conner told me today, he said, when I got that note that said Atlanta Falcons on it, opened up, it gave me hope that I could still press on and maybe make the NFL one day while I was sitting in my locker at the University of Pittsburgh. Just such an inspirational story. And you never know who you're going to affect, right? Dan Quinn just reaching out, writing the letter to Conner, and James just told me what that impact that had on his life and how much that meant to him. Really inspirational, and that's the kind of guy Dan Quinn is, and that's the kind of camaraderie and kind of team he builds, and one of the reasons this Washington team is playing so connected as a football team right now.
Yeah, when we asked some of the players, they said Dan Quinn, that he truly cares about his players, and there's an example with caring about another player on 4th down and 12 before this game gets out of hand. Late in the 3rd quarter, Cardinals need something special. Does Murray have a little magic here? He's airing it out, and open is Harrison for the first down. Big play, Cardinals, and he's hurrying up. Let's get out there and go.
Just a little high-low combo. You've got Harrison running the out route, little underneath route by the running back to hold the corner so he can't slip off, and it's a big-time play.
And Mercado picks up a couple. 5 catches on 6 targets for the rookie Harrison.
I love the fact that they continue to run the ball, because You know, Washington right now is just all about rushing the passer, right? That's what defenses do when you have a big lead like this. They want to rush the passer, get sacks, because that's how you go to Pro Bowls. And oftentimes you can create levels on that defensive line and pop some runs. We've seen that in this drive. So staying true to that portion of your game plan, very important.
This is caught, slipping the tackle and getting the first out as Greg Dortch shoved back when he got to the 20. One of those classic overachievers who's only 5'7".
Just so tough, though. This is 5'7", inside, breaking tackles, stiff-arming people, running tough.
He's a tearaway jersey. Connor straight ahead. And he's down. He'll down, whistle blew at the 11-yard line. Impressive drive, the best since the Cardinals have been since their opening drive for a touchdown. And this third quarter winding down. And the hurry up goes Connor with a first down. 30 seconds and counting before we head to the fourth.
The other thing about this tempo offense right now, they're keeping that defense stuck on the football field with tempo. Really hard to rotate players. You can see Washington a little bit gas right now in this drive.
Connor trying to take advantage to the end zone. James Conner scoring for Arizona.
Well, you know, guys shifting around here, and watch this line of scrimmage. They just get locked up on the line of scrimmage. They create movement. That's a tired defensive front seven, exhausted from this drive, exhausted from that up-tempo play by the Arizona Cardinals, and exhausted from that guy, number 6 right there, just pounding the rock at him.
Matt Prater to try the extra point. Could have a wild fourth quarter here. It's a 27-14 game. The key part of this drive was 4th and long. I mean, Harrison Jr., Murray found him and they advanced.
Yeah, great throw by Murray. People all around him, bodies all around him, but stays focused on Harrison. Really nice, and then just dominate line of scrimmage on this drive right here as James Conner walks into the end zone, basically untouched for the touchdown.
I mean, just when you thought the game could slip away, James Conner, they leaned on him with Dortch, Harrison Jr., and Kyler Murray, and went 74 yards in just over 5 minutes. And most importantly, didn't have to settle for 3. They got the touchdown. Well, fourth quarter comebacks haven't been something in the history of the Cardinals since 2021. After 3 quarters, when they have trailed, they have 1 win and 27 losses. A history-making day if the Cardinals defense now on the spot can get them the ball back and try to make the game a little closer here. This will be a touchback. And out to the 30-yard line. They start your Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday. UCLA is going to roll into Happy Valley to take on Drew Aller at 7th-ranked Penn State. It all starts at 10 a.m. with the best pregame party in football live from Happy Valley. And then it's the Bruins and the Nittany Lions. That's at noon on Fox. The Big Noon crew had a good time down in Florida. Good crowd out there. Thanks for showing up and watching. And the Cardinals have made things interesting here. It's only the 4th game of the season for these two teams, so not quite the quarter mark, but this will tilt the way you think about them. It is the month of October. Robinson will carry. Brian Robinson, a busy day with 16 carries already. And a catch as well. Cardinals try to close the gap on Daniels of the Washington Commanders. Hope you're enjoying the NFL on Fox from Glendale, Arizona and State Farm Stadium. Mark Schlereth, Chris Myers, Jen Hale is down on the field. Washington building the lead after that opening quarter. And the Cardinals scoring moments ago. Now their defense out there trying to slow down the ground game of Jaden Daniels and Brian Robinson.
Well, right now they're 2nd down and 6, and if Arizona can get a stop, and you've got to think about this as far as possessions are concerned, if you can get a stop on this drive, force a punt, that means your offense is going to get 3 possessions in a 2-score game. So this is paramount to get a stop here on 2nd down and 6.
Daniels to throw. And what a throw between 3 defenders. McLaurin sliding at midfield to grab it.
My goodness, you want to talk about letting it eat. I mean, this is right through an alley of about 7 people. And look at him come right back to the ball. McLaurin so good. And he kept that ball down. If it bounces, there's not going to be a rebound. What a throw.
And there goes Robinson, picking up 7 or 8 yards on the carry after the gain of 15. McLaurin with 6 catches on 8 targets.
Chris, every time that clock ticks down, tick, 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 tick. Yeah. Now you go, hey, man, we may not get 3 possessions. Now maybe down to 2 possessions in a 2-score game, right? And so, you know, this comes down to this defense. I know they are gassed. I know they've been kind of worked over, but you got to find a way to make some stops.
Daniels rolling. He can get the first down easily and sliding. That's a nice move. Boy, this guy, I mean, you know, you talk about running quarterbacks coming from college into the NFL, but you pointed it out after we saw it even more on Monday night and even against the Giants. But he'll stay in the pocket and throw as well, so that's got to freeze defenders.
Sure, and this is a little boot keep game right here, and he's got the option to throw this football, but he sees wide open grass and a first down. That's just a good decision. And look at that, he looks like a baseball player. Learn how to slide. Maybe you got to let some Kyler Murray before the game.
Zacchaeus on the pitch and allowing Zacchaeus eventually tackled at the 20-yard line, but got plenty of another Washington first down. And it looked like a flag came in on the sideline at the end of the play.
I mean, Washington has just been so good. I think Zacchaeus flipped the ball up to Jalen Thompson.
Only 1 penalty against Washington so
After
far.
the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, number 14. That's a 15-yard penalty with some results in a 1st and 10. That's number 14's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul in regards to disqualification.
Yeah, these are the kind of things you just don't do. I mean, right here, in your face, there's no need. I mean, you just converted a first down. Great play design, great play call. You're scheming up this Arizona defense. You're eating them up. I mean, Dan Quinn has got to be inside just absolutely disgusted with that decision.
Well, usually a receiver playing some running back with the Eckler injury or being in concussion protocol, but a costly mistake either way. And a quick pass to Brian Robinson. He gets inside the 30. Let's get a game break again with Carissa.
Thank you, Chris. Niners up 10 on the Patriots, and Jordan Mason takes the handoff, goes untouched for the score. Niners in control, 27-10. Chris?
All right, thank you. Team dealing with a lot of injuries. The 49ers with the lead at home today. And we mentioned it earlier, more than 30 new players on this Washington team from last year. That's the most of any team in the league, and somehow, look at the yardage today. Dan Quinn has blended them all together. Zacchaeus in the backfield. That's him now stepping into the slot. Daniels, quick throw, and the catch is made. It's Zacchaeus. They go right back to him. And he's got enough for the first down.
He just gets locked up one-on-one with Gardeck out here. Look at Gardeck as the defensive end dropping back into coverage and runs this little inside route, the angle route, and Gardeck has no chance at covering that. I'll tell you what, watch the feet up in the air. Look at this.
Here comes a flag. He's inside the 20. Check that penalty. The clock. Well, they're chewing up time here. Still over 11 minutes left.
Holding. Offense, number 76. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
So Sam Cosme. They have 3 rookie starters on this offense, including Daniels. Cosme in his 4th year, one of the veterans.
Really good player. Just got a little handsy right there, but Here's the thing about Washington right now. They had the mistake with Zacchaeus. They overcame that. Now they've got another mistake on the holding call on a 1st and 20. But they've got the quarterback right now that has the confidence. And when he has the confidence, when your quarterback has that kind of confidence and exudes that confidence, guess what happens? Everybody on offense has that kind of confidence.
Here's Robinson. Good tackling from this Cardinal defense to keep him from getting upfield. L.J. Collier got the start earlier because of the Justin Jones injury. And they hope Arizona hosts Darius Robinson, that calf injury. They're one of their first-round picks. And, well, he's eligible next week, but maybe more likely the Chargers that he can help this defense out.
Hey, how about that 7?
Flips. What a grab! Luke McCaffrey. It was high enough in the air for him to haul it in, and that's his first catch of this game.
He's working the left-hand side, and look at, he just comes back over to the right-hand side, sees the crossing route by McCaffrey, and just throws an absolute dime piece. Look at him come out of the break. That's his 3rd read in his progression. He gets back off that front side, and you want to talk about accuracy, off platform. I mean, is there anything this kid can't do?
I mean, he almost looks unstoppable, even though he's been stopped a few times. 3 tight ends are in, and the Cardinals work through that when Robinson gets the carry, but now we're under 10 minutes to play.
Well, we talked about it before this drive started, right? If you get a quick 3 and out, you're going to get 3 possessions as an offense if you're Arizona. Right now, Washington just dominating time of possession, dominating this drive, and this clock continues to tick down, tick, 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 underneath 9:30.
Yeah, you don't stop them. It's one thing whether they score. It's another thing that they take so much time away from a comeback effort. Looks like we have a flag. Washington.
12 men in the huddle.
2 minutes.
Offense.
Yeah.
It's a 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
They've overcome, yeah, that's 3 penalties on this drive alone, and then they've been able to overcome them.
Maybe it's strategy. Maybe they just keep getting penalties so they have a little bit further to go and eat up more time. I mean, it's like the fact that they've been able to overcome these. I mean, normally you would just be so angry, and yet this Washington team, like I said, has so much confidence in number 5. Dan Quinn not happy, but they keep overcoming their own mistakes.
375 yards of total offense for Washington. A little dump off to Robinson. Slips a tackle. Spins on one before he is eventually shoved back. Zaven Collins finally kept him from getting further upfield. And now we're going to be under 9 minutes on the next snap. So the Cardinals are aware, the clock ticking, 3rd and goal from the 10. Scanning, throwing, end zone, touchdown! Washington, McLaurin calls it in. Another knockout punch by the Commanders.
Well, they're just going to clear out here, and then they're going to run the dagger, meaning inside, and then you're going to cut. So you're clearing out with Noah Brown, and then the inside cut. Look at how wide open it is as everybody trails Noah Brown. And my suggestion would be, hey, why don't you trail, get double teams over there on number 17, Terry McLaurin. But Noah Brown does a great job of pulling all that coverage out, and then beautifully executed ball from Jaden Daniels to Terry McLaurin.
And going for 2 to make it more difficult for a Cardinal comeback. See how Daniels is in 2-point conversions. Well, you can count it to Zach Ertz. And that deserves a spike. 35-14. The catch for the 2-point conversion. McLaurin the touchdown, and it's 35-14.
Hey, what's the young fella know about anticipatory throws? Watch Jaden Daniels right here, because he's going to throw it to a spot, let his tight end go catch it. Watch him here. He sets up. He's about ready to let it go. Now look at the traffic, right? He's letting it go. You've got to clear this defender right here just into a spot. No big deal. Get it to my guy Ertz. I'll throw it to a spot. I know he'll get there eventually. That is high-level quarterbacking.
He's run for a touchdown today. He's thrown for a touchdown, the second of his 4-game pro career. DJ Dallas will return for the Cardinals. Hit hard, stopped short of the 25. Clayton Tune warming up on the Cardinals sideline. Families affected by Hurricane Helene urgently need support, so help the American Red Cross provide meals and shelter to these families. Donate today to Hurricane Helene efforts by going to redcross.org/NFL. I know I have family in Carolinas and Florida. I know our producer Eric Mandy, his parents are okay in Tampa, but they've had some flood issues, so hope everybody is all right. Anybody can help out, please do so across Tennessee and Florida, Georgia, Carolina. Murray stays in the game. Pressure coming. And flips it to Higgins, his tight end, who fights hard to get near a first down.
Well, if you're Washington right now, you'll give up underneath throws. Like, you're going to get depth. You'll give up those underneath throws and those 8 to 10-yard gains just for an exchange for time on the clock.
It's a 3-score difference. Diving catch by Higgins.
Frankie Louvu read that. He read that little out route, and he had pick 6 on his eyes.
They call it, he did not catch the expedited video assist as he went to the ground, but a great effort from Higgins, and yet Louvu made that a tough effort as the first down run from DeMarcado. Second year back from TCU. And the hurry up for Arizona. Washington defense protecting this 35-14 advantage. Hesitates but completes and trying to slip a tackle. It's Michael Wilson. That's the kind of hustle you need from this Cardinal offense. Every second matters now.
Yeah, and when you watch this, I mean, they're going to have this level of defense and this back level right here, just putting an umbrella on everything.
Open in the middle of the field there is Wilson. Big first down, the ball pulled out at the end, but it looked like he was down. Louvu back there, and Chin. Let's see what the ruling is. They're saying he's down right away, the officials, which that's what it sounded like.
I mean, I think maybe his forward progress might have been stopped, but that ball was out.
The ruling on the field is the runner was down by contact. First down, Arizona.
And I think Washington's trying to take their time on this, see if they want a challenge. And we're getting the challenge flag.
Yeah, I mean, he's not down. Now, if you want to say forward progress, but he was not down. His hand hit the ground, but your hand does not make you down.
That forearm is the ball out when the forearm hits.
Right, when the forearm comes down.
Washington is challenged in the ruling on the field that the runner was down by contact.
I'm going to say it's a fumble, Chris. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with it right now.
Okay. I think Dan Quinn sees what you saw. We'll find out after further review.
At CIBC, we know that nothing feeds ambition like momentum. So no matter what your goals are, from starting a business to sending money back home, a conversation with us about your goals can set everything in motion. And once that ball of possibilities gets rolling, watch out, world.